here's how to do that trick. I don't know if it already exists or has a name. Let me know if it does or what you think it should be called in the comments. So what we want to do is a double roll out, standard open, except I find it helps when you do that last close to rotate your wrist like this. And just helps with learning the trick. It's not necessary to do that. What is important though is you want to make sure that the handles come together before you let go. That way they spin as a unit and don't come apart, which makes it hard to catch. Obviously, if you wait too long, it's not going to rotate properly. Here's a little slow-mo to help you figure the trick out. Thanks for watching. As a beginner Balisong flipper, you probably learned that ice pick open. But if you want a challenge, you definitely got to check out this version. If you're having difficulty switching between the Z-Choker ice pick catch and the standard catch, try this out. With the Z-Choker ice pick, I think of throwing it to the side or even downwards. But with the standard position catch, try think of throwing it in an upwards motion. The timing is also different as you initiate the catch sooner, but this mental cue of throwing it differently can help differentiate the two tricks in your mind to more easily be able to go back and forth between them. If you like that tip, check out the link in the comments for a full video about mental cueing, which is something that you can do. The ice pick spin is a beginner Balisong trick, but if you want a challenge, here are 3 more difficult options. First one into a backhand aerial, the second one into a palm fan, and the third one into a vertical step ladder. Tell me your favorite in the comments. here are 2 Z-choker closes for you to try. Tutorial link in the comments. So we've all seen the chaplain, but we really don't see people doing the inverse chaplain. And of course there's the 0G chaplain, but what about the inverse 0G chaplain? Tutorial link for both of the inverse chaplains in the comments. You probably shouldn't learn this trick, though it can be a nice option to switch things up. If you ever find yourself doing a full twirl, you could try this as a cool way to finish off the trick. I do like using this to finish off combos going out of a chaplain, like so. I've been calling this trick the twirl stop because it looks similar to that trick, the short stop. Honestly, this trick may not be worth learning, as it's not easier to do. Anytime you would use it, you can just do a short stop, and it has a huge issue of being pretty easy to mess up in the worst way possible, where you grab the blade at full force. So be careful. You can avoid that risk by doing this trick from the bite handle, like that. But that looks even more like a regular short stop and defeats the purpose of being able to do it easily from a chaplain, like that. Which is why, you've probably seen this grip switch parabolic, but lately I've been enjoying starting it and ending it in the ice pick grip. It might not seem useful, but it is fun to do. Try it out. It's actually pretty easy to catch it and go right into a Z-choker, which shows how a trick might not seem useful at first, but can lead to some cool other options. Leave a comment if you've ever had a similar experience when experimenting with new tricks. The tweak fan is a cool Balisong trick, but it can be difficult to use in combos because you have to start the knife fully open and you have to move it back and forth to generate the momentum to do the trick, like that. Here's how to solve these problems. If you use an aerial to catch it, you have the knife fully open, which is great, but you still need to move back and forth. So to fix that, do an aerial where you catch it in the position you would need to be in order to generate that momentum. How you're going to accomplish that is do an ice pick aerial, but instead of throwing it in the vertical plane like you normally would, you're going to throw it at the same angle that you would want to catch it in order to do the trick. Like that. But instead of catching it underhand, you're actually going to catch it overhand. And that looks like this. Here's what it looks like in the context of a combo. Now let's reverse that and get a slow-mo. I hope that walking you through how I link these two tricks together helps you to figure out which tricks can flow well into each other. Be creative and keep flipping. Let's say you end a combo in this pinch close. You can pause it in this grip, then you can just flick it out and catch it in the ice pick grip. Now let's see that move in the context of a combo, but this time you can do it all in one motion, which I think looks pretty cool too. Now for a slow-mo. Notice, you are just flicking the Bali out and making sure to get your index out of the way to catch it close. I bet you could get it down smoother than that, but I just wanted to show you the concept. So here's a fun little combo. Do a horizontal scissor into a mid 0G chaplain. Let's see that again in the slow-mo. And now in the context of a combo. Now the horizontal scissor is really cool into a regular chaplain too. And here's a slow-mo of that. I hope you can try this out. Let me know what you think. Here's a cool shortstop variation you can try next time you end a combo. Now let's see a slow-mo. You're going to want to be careful for the aerial not to catch it too early and grab the blade. I recommend learning this with a trainer. Also, as you go out of the chaplain, try grabbing the safe handle with your thumb early. I find it helps me to finish the trick smoothly. Finally, next up is a version with just the aerial. Throw it in your combos and let me know what you think. This combo has lots of aerials back to back, which makes it a great combo to practice your aerial flow. Check the pinned comment for the tutorial link if you want to learn this combo and some cool variations. And comment which aerial in the combo is your favorite. Here's a simple Balisong opening and closing you can try if you want to switch things up. So basically, you can think about doing the quick draw, except instead of catching it closed, you're going to move your wrist so that way the handle swings past your hand. Then you're going to do that again, and then you catch it closed. Another way you can think about it is if you're doing the figure eight, except on one side of your hand.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
This combo is really fun to do because through all the tricks, the Balisong is moving in the same direction, and it is the reverse direction from normal. Let me know in the comments if you want a full tutorial. Let's say you're doing some Balisong tricks and end up in the standard position, but you want to go into the ice pick position. Here's a simple way to do that. Now let's see that in a slow motion. Be careful how you orient the knife. It's possible to do it both ways, but make sure the blade doesn't touch you. And if you want to do the opposite, going from ice pick to standard, check the link in the comments for a tutorial on 2 ways to do that. Here's a Balisong trick you could call the Wolverine. Now of course, to get the full effect, you have to do it with 3. And of course the video is sped up to hide the pain. And here's an alternate version, great for Wolverine costumes, in case you want to be something for Halloween other than the Spy or Octane. Of course I'm kidding, that was all a joke. But here's a Balisong trick that you could actually call the Wolverine. So this trick takes a page out of the pen spinning book, and you just basically throw the Balisong around your thumb. The center of gravity is very important for this trick. You want to make sure that your thumb is well behind it, because you're basically going to be throwing that center around your thumb and then catching it. So if you do it like this, it's not going to work, but throw it here, you can get it to spin around like that. Now for the catch, you can practice the regular ice pick, but then you're going to want to practice grabbing it with just these 3 fingers. And as we noted earlier, you want to make sure that you're throwing it from back here. So it's important to practice catching near the handles like that, so you can just throw it right afterwards.